playing that. I'm so grateful for that song. And we all have fond memories of that song, I think. That idea of hope, right? So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to see all of you here and have all of you on Facebook. So my talk title today is From Failure to Resilience. And I want to add that, after that, to success. Have you ever failed at anything? Or have you ever felt like a failure? Oh, yeah. We all have. We all have. Take a breath. Have you ever succeeded at something and felt successful? Yeah. So every day we have wins. But we often tend to, have you noticed, focus on our mistakes and our shortcomings and our failures. And Ernest has an interesting definition of failure in the back of the textbook. He says, wrong page. Failure, a deficiency, a lack of performance, sometimes the death of the old that the new may become manifest. Weakness, imperfection, or a falling short. A recognition of this is the first step towards progress. Just recognizing it's not the end of the road. And as Reverend Maggie reminded us last week, you're only a thought away from something new. I love that little reminder. I'm only a thought away from being free, of doing something different, being better at something. And Ernest also said we have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer, a power that can overcome any obstacle in our life. That's what we teach here, that power within. But if you feel like success is for others, that only certain people get to have their dreams fulfilled, this is your wake-up call. What if you took control of your life now? What if? When you break free from thinking of yourself as a victim to circumstance and you truly understand your strengths, you can switch the script. You can rewrite your life's script. Devin's nodding his head, which reminds me, gold nuggets. Don't forget your gold nuggets today. That means you can write something down and share it at the end of my talk. So especially with divine guidance and that greater power that we teach here, that Ernest talks about, we can rewrite our life's script. What song are you singing in your life right now? Is it a country western song? Ain't it awful? Gosh darn, I hate this life. Or is it somewhere over the rainbow? Maybe there's hope. Or I'm choosing heaven today. Right? What are you singing? This afternoon after my talk, I'm going to teach a visioning workshop. It's just an hour. And visioning is a powerful spiritual practice we teach here, where we tap into that divine voice that will help guide us into a question we might have in our life or a direction of, I don't know what to do with this. There's always a divine solution behind every situation and pattern in our lives. So when you find your why do you want a new job? Why do you want to feel better? Why do you want to be healthier? Why do you want a new relationship? When you really look at that why, you begin to understand yourself and the world around you, and you may find out that you have to give up something, maybe something good, to get something greater. And then constantly be leaning in the direction of what it is you want, not what you don't want. Right? So no matter where you are, all of you, on your journey towards your greatness, you owe it to yourself to become fully, authentically you. You. There's nobody like you. Thank goodness. And sing your song. Ariana Huffington said, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. So I came up with an affirmation for us today. I am resilient and I press on with the strength of the Spirit within me. So I invite you to say this after me. I am resilient and I press on.
I am resilient and I press on.
With the strength of the Spirit within me.
With the strength of the Spirit within me.
Take a breath. Because sometimes all that's needed to find the success or the solution or a new creative idea is a little push at the hands and the heart of wonder. Wonder, of staying curious, staying open, not shutting down, finding your why. Wonder invites us to create positive change. The whole theme this year, in the back you can see, living everyday wonder. The Centers for Spiritual Living, this whole year has been about wonder. Staying in that openness, that awareness, that consciousness of what if something else could show up instead of shutting down. Ernest said failure does not mean the loss of something. Hear that. It occurs only if the loss of that thing takes our enthusiasm, our courage, our zest for life, our faith, our conviction, our happiness. That is failure. So today we're going to explore 3 ideas around this topic of failure and success. First, redirection. Second, opportunity. And third, resilience. So the first is redirection. We all experience, as I mentioned at the beginning, a success and failure in our life, right? So just as we've heard the warning, don't let success go to your head, we're wise not to allow failures to consume our heart, to shut us down. We know that often things won't go as planned. How about the last 2.5 years? The pandemic, boy, that really shifted things, didn't it, for all of us? Things maybe didn't go as planned. So how'd you do with it? And how are you doing with it? Right? So there's a concept called fail forward in the business world, which means not giving up when things don't work out. The wise career-minded professional understands how to fail forward. So when failures seem inevitable, the secret to moving forward is cultivating, as I just mentioned, a sense of everyday wonder as a guide. Isn't that interesting? That project just didn't work out. I wonder what I could do different next time. I do that a lot in my life. Can you do that? It's a great way to pause and create that openness in your consciousness to wonder, curiosity. Maybe there's a different way to do this so we don't shut down. Because the truth about failure is that it does not mean your idea is flawed, or that it's not valid, or it isn't good enough. It may mean there's something to be learned or gained, or maybe a course correction is needed. What if seeming failure points to the possibility that there's always something more, better, blessed ahead? What if? I am resilient and I press on with the strength of the Spirit within me. I invite you to say this after me. I am resilient and I press on.
I am resilient and I press on.
With the strength of the Spirit within me.
With the strength of the Spirit within me.
That's a good affirmation. The second idea is opportunity. Have you ever considered that failure is an opportunity that just shows up at the right moment? It can be a chance for us to reevaluate and come back with a better idea if we choose. Again, we have to stay open. Often the next time around, then, it's much easier to attain your outcome or your goal. The challenges with life and work that we do, there's a million opportunities to fail. Right? Yet, how do we bounce back from a significant failure? How? Albert Einstein said, failure is success in progress. What a great mind. Remember what I read earlier. Ernest Holmes said, A recognition of failure is the first step towards progress. And Albert Einstein said failure is success in progress. Great minds think alike. So failure is not fatal. It's not the end of the road. And no matter, I know it feels hard. I have certainly felt that in my life. Disappointment, upset. But instead of beating ourselves up, we can open to that opportunity that something over the horizon is going to show up. Somewhere over the rainbow. Somewhere. So take the opportunity to wonder about what could be. So instead of saying, oh, I did it again, no, I'm curious. And also that phrase Reverend Maggie taught us a long time ago, I like knowing. I like knowing that there probably is a better solution. I like knowing that things always work out for me. I like knowing that I can ask for help. That softens the shutting down. It opens the door again to that possibility of something different. The third idea is resilience. We have been so resilient in the last 2.5 years in many ways. So we can move from redirection to opportunity to resilience. And Brene Brown said resilience is more available to people curious about their own line of thinking and behaving. There's that curiosity again, that sense of wonder. So sometimes the lesson of failure is not to not make it happen, but to show us how to fail. Because we can fail, do mistakes with grace, sincerity, and possibility. Each failure can offer us some feedback if we allow it to. So are you willing to continue to move forward even when things don't happen according to your plan? Are you?
Yes.
Are you open to having a greater idea show up? Yes. I would love that. And to be resilient. Yeah. And that's the spot where Brene Brown says you need to wade into the discomfort of the reaction. You have to get curious about it, she says, and ask, what's going on? What am I feeling about this? Wow, what's driving this? How am I responding? What could I do differently? And we know that nothing can hinder us but ourselves. Nothing. As you believe, so shall it be. And if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, guess what? You can't. So Ernest Holmes wrote this textbook in 1938. And in the chapter on the law of attraction, this was before it became famous with a movie, 1938, he had a few things to say about success and failure. I'm just going to read a short thing. It's on page 302 for you good students of truth. He says, declare your freedom. Just that is powerful. Declare your freedom. Know that no matter what others may say, think, or do, you are a success now. And nothing can hinder you from accomplishing your good. All the power of the universe is with you. Feel it. Know it. And then act as though it were true. Begin to blot out one by one all false beliefs, all ideas that you are limited, poor, or miserable. Refuse to think of failure or to doubt your own power. See only what you wish to experience and look at nothing else. The universe is inexhaustible, it is limitless, it knows no bounds, has no confines. We are not depending on a reed shaken by the wind, but on the principle of life itself, for all that we have or ever shall need. It's not some power, it's not a great power, it is all power. And all we have to do is believe, never wavering, no matter what happens. Believe. Take a breath. So the willingness to fail forward, to learn from that, our mistakes or our missteps, can open us to an exciting new journey of some kind. I am resilient, and I press on with the strength of the Spirit within me. So I have a short story that supports today's topic. It's called Don't Ever Give Up. While competing in the Olympic marathon in Mexico City, Aguirre cramped up due to the city's high altitude. During the race, he fell and severely wounded his knee and dislocated his shoulder. He continued running, finishing last among the 17 competitors who completed the race. 79 had started. There were only a few thousand spectators who remained in the stadium after sunset, and Aguirre finished at 3 hours, 25 minutes, and 25 seconds. When he crossed the finish line, a roaring cheer came up from the small crowd, who somehow knew they were bearing witness to history. Later, when he was interviewed and asked why he continued running with his injury, he said, "My country did not send me 5,000 miles to start the race. They sent me 5,000 miles to finish the race." How will you choose to run and finish the race of your life? Starting today, starting from wherever you are. It's a good place to start, isn't it? Because do you believe in yourself? That's a good question. And are you willing to remember that you have that silent partner that is cheering you on, that loves you, that adores you, that only wants the best for you, that knows your biggest potential? If you knew you, as the divine knows you, you would be smiling now. Yeah. Take a breath. Somewhere over the rainbow, there is hope for peace on earth. I have to believe that in my heart. So let's take that into prayer. Take a breath with me. And just drop into that sacred center again, opening to this beautiful moment of now, where we recognize the one omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient energy, power, source of all being, the infinite intelligence of the one heart, one mind, one loving presence, called by so many names: Spirit, Source, Creator, God, the infinite. Whatever name you resonate with, just hold that in your heart. And as this presence is everywhere and in everything, I know it is in me as me, and I absolutely know it is in each of you as you. You are each unique, gentle expressions of the one power. You are each gentle and open and receptive to this message of possibility, of success, of moving forward in your life. And so I'm claiming today an opening in consciousness for everyone here and listening to these words, an opening in heart, opening in mind of the greater good that is always available for us. As we let go of the lesser, we claim the greater. We let go of any feeling of lack, lessness, limitation, fear, worry, doubt, all of those. We just can let go of them and open to the possibility of something good, something greater, something magnificent. And so I bless each of you today, knowing on your journey you're exactly where you need to be, and life is opening up in a magnificent way, uniquely as you. Thank you for being you. Thank you. And so with joy, such joy in my heart, I release my prayer knowing that it has taken a shift in consciousness for each of us. I just say, thank you, life. Thank you, life. And I let it be so.